Hello and welcome to another quick tutoring video from me, the history tutor, and in this video we're going to look at the Edexcel iGCSE topic of Germany 1918 to 1945, and we're going to look at the events of 1923 rather importantly, and we're going to do the explain to effects question. So in this video we are going to revise the events 1918 to 1924, so find those pages in your revision guide. You can have a quick revise of that knowledge, or look at my YouTube videos so you can find videos revising that knowledge as well. And then we're going to have a quick quiz on those events, and then we're going to focus on 1923, and we're going to work through the explain to effects question and see if you can produce a great answer so you have confidence ready for the exam. Okay, now let's go over to our quick quiz. Okay, so here's our quick quiz on Weimar Germany 1918 to 1924. So as I said, have a look through the revision guide or look through my revision videos on my YouTube channel. Have a look through my playlist and you'll find one for this time period. And you can then come back to answer the quiz questions here. So pause me now and give it a go. Okay, so question number 1 says, who became the first president of Germany after Kaiser? And we've talked about that in our previous videos, and that's Friedrich Ebert. So yes, the socialist leader took over when fearful of a communist rebellion and revolution in 1918. Unfortunately, he had to then end the war, which obviously led to some problems for socialists as the right wing started to dislike them. Who led a revolt in Berlin in 1919? So the Spartakists, January 1919, the Spartakists, the communists still trying to seize power, led a revolt. They took control of Berlin, and the government had to flee to a little town called Weimar, where they set up their new government system, their constitutional laws and the Constitution of Germany. And the Spartakists were then overthrown by the army and the Freikorps, the Free Corps, soldiers that returned home. What type of voting system did Germany have for their new Weimar Constitution? So they had proportional representation. Now this is important. This means that the amount of votes equals the amount of seats. So the percentage of votes, if you had 10% of votes, you should get 10% of seats in the Reichstag, in the parliament. That means that the winning party will often not end up with a majority. So if you won 40% of the vote and won the election, you wouldn't necessarily have a majority in the Reichstag. You only have 40% of the seats. So that means they had to form a coalition with other parties to help form a government. So I've got more about that in my revision videos and my revision guides for you to have a look at, and how that causes a problem for Weimar Germany. What did German nationalists say about the defeat in the war? They said it was a stab in the back. The socialists like Ebert had ended the war when they were on foreign lands and were ready to try and win the war. They'd been pushed back, yes, but their spring offensive had been a success and they'd been close to Paris. So many nationalists felt they'd been stabbed in the back by socialists and Jewish people as well, because there was a connection between Jews and socialists at this time. How much was the reparations bill for Germany to pay? So in 1921, it was set as a final figure by the Reparation Commission at £6.6 billion. You'll often see that written as 6,600 million also. Now that had big problems for Germany, that they can't afford to pay this, added to the debt of the war, and also the socialist government wanted to spend lots of money on new socialist things like pensions and welfare reforms, so Germany had big bills to pay. What 1923 event happened when the Germans failed to pay their reparations in, obviously, 1923? And that was the Ruhr Crisis of 1923. The French, unhappy that the Germans were not paying the reparations bill, went into the industrial area of the Ruhr in Germany with their soldiers and started to take things from the factories, forcing the Germans to work for them. So how did the Germans react? Question 7. And they reacted with passive resistance. The Germans refused to work for the French. The workers went on strike. And this was massively popular across Germany. The Germans were standing up to the bullies from France. And the government, aiming to gain some support, took the populist action of printing more money to fund paying the strikers to stay on strike. So the German economy was already in ruins, had big debts from the war, had big debts from social welfare bills, had reparation to pay. There was not a lot of confidence in the German currency, and now they start printing more money. Also, you've got to remember the Ruhr is one of their big trading areas. They're not working in the Ruhr, so they're not selling anything abroad. So the German economy is really suffering, and therefore the German currency declines in value. And we have what we're talking about with question number 8, hyperinflation. So how much did a loaf of bread cost in September 1923? So 1.5 million marks, and October, November, we get sort of billions as well, don't we? So it really loses value. Money sort of becomes worthless during 1923. Okay, so let's think about our question now. So it says, explain 2 effects of the events of 1923 on the people of Germany. So as you know, question 2 in this exam will always start with explain 2 effects of something. It's a nice test of what you've revised and what you can explain. Let's think about the wording of this question and what skills you need to show. As you can see, there's space in your revision guide to list a success criteria. So what do we think we need to do to be successful? How are we going to explain? What sort of ideas we're going to include? List now some of the skills you think we'll need whenever we're doing this type of question. So you can always refer to this for these explain to effect questions. So pause me now and list your ideas. Okay, so here's my ideas. I've said that it's an 8-mark question, obviously, and it says give 2 effects. So we need to explain with 2 P or paragraphs. Now, I'll talk through what P and P or paragraphs are later if you don't quite know what they are in your teacher. But my ideas might be slightly different. I might give you a slightly more helpful writing frame. I hope to be successful with this. We're obviously going to think about the events in 923, as the question says. And there are 2 major events, and these are going to form the basis of our evidence and maybe our sort of basic arguments. You should explain one of these events per P or paragraphs. And then, importantly, you must explain their consequences on the people of Germany, as the question says there. So let's start planning some ideas. Now, as we know, there are 2 major events in 923. There's the Ruhr Crisis and the strikes that develop, and of course, the consequence of that, the hyperinflation. So we should be able to divide this into 2 simple paragraphs. So start thinking about what would be your evidence about the Ruhr Crisis, so what happens, and what would be your explanation? How does that impact people in Germany? And the same for hyperinflation. What evidence is there, and what impact does that have on people in Germany at this time? So pause now and have a think of your ideas. Okay, so here's my ideas then. I've got that the Ruhr Crisis, we've got Germany failed to pay reparations and the French invade the Ruhr as the basic idea. And then that has an impact of the workers being unhappy. We get passive resistance. The government starts to pay them to be resisting as well. The nationalists are really happy with this resistance and the fact they're not paying reparations. So we've got workers and then we've got nationalists. So we've got 2 different groups of people we can talk about there. We could also talk about the government in there with their populist decision, print money and pay the workers. We then got hyperinflation. We could have some stats about how the mark became worthless, $1 worth billions of Reichsmarks by October, November 1923. We can explain the impact on people. Middle-class people and pensioners had fixed incomes. They had trouble surviving this crisis. They lacked money, and there could have been poverty for some of those people. Banks are losing money and becoming unstable. Their loans can be paid back with just 1 banknote. So they're losing all that loan money they've given out. Stresemann, the leader, agrees to pay back reparations in the end. Nationalists are unhappy, and we get the beer hall putsch from the Nazis. So hopefully a good range of ideas there. So let's have a think about how we're going to write this in our P or paragraphs. So P is for point, and that's giving a point to argue. So we can say one problem Germany faced 923 was that, and then we could introduce the Ruhr Crisis with an idea. So setting up an argument with an opinion of what we're going to argue. We're then going to give some evidence. We're going to say something like, for example, or for instance, and give a simple bit of evidence about the event. Then we can explain and how this impacted a group of people. So this affected people of Germany as, and then explain the impact. Now, if we've got a second group of people, we want to get towards the top marks, we can then say furthermore and explain the second group of people impacted. So we're really impressing the examiner with our knowledge and explanation skills. So let's give this a go. So you make a point now in your revision guide. So one effect of the events of 923 on Germany was, over to you, write your first sentence. Okay, so here's what I've said. So one effect of the events of 923 on Germany was that the French invaded the Ruhr for reparations. Okay, really simple. And now we can obviously develop that with a bit of evidence. You might have introduced some groups of people or said generally that people were unhappy with this situation, and that would be great as well. So let's get some evidence then. So for example, describe what happened then to back up your point. Okay, over to you. Where you go. Okay, so I've said, for example, at the end of 920, the Germans failed to pay reparations. So the French and Belgians took over the industrial area of the Ruhr to extract payments by taking goods from the factories. So let's explain, shall we? How did this impact people? So this impacted people of Germany. This affected people of Germany because, so give your idea now. Think about the impacts we talked about in our plan. So pause and give it a go. Okay, so I've said this affected the people of Germany as many of the workers refused to work with the French and went on strike by following a policy of passive resistance. This led to workers not being paid, being beaten and taunted by the French, and you could talk about how the government paid their wages eventually. So that's one group explained. So let's think about another group now, shall we? So furthermore, I talked about in the plan the nationalists and how they were happy with this, so that would be a nice idea to explain. So pause me now and see if you can explain the second idea. Okay, so I've gone for furthermore, nationalists in Germany were very happy with passive resistance as it meant that Germany was standing up to the French and refusing to follow the Treaty of Versailles. The government therefore supported the popular strike by printing more money to pay the strikers. Okay, so now we've got a nice explanation, and we've connected to hyperinflation a little bit at the end. So that'd be quite a nice thing to do as well. So here is our plan for our second paragraph. I'm not going to talk you through step by step, so just have a look at the plan and the ideas and the writing frame. Think back to what we just did in our first paragraph. So a simple point, a simple bit of evidence, then explain the impacts. So pause me now, and away you go. Okay, so here's what I've said. I've said another effect of the events of 1923 on Germany was that hyperinflation caused social and economic chaos for many Germans. For example, by August, September 1923, the mark was virtually worthless. $1 was worth billions of marks. This affected people of Germany as middle-class professionals and pensioners were paid fixed earnings. Also, they often had cash savings. This meant that they lost all their money and became angry at the situation of a life of poverty that developed. Added to this, banks lost huge amounts of money, as many people were able to pay off debts and loans so easily due to the inflated currency. Furthermore, problems developed as Stresemann decided to start to pay back reparations and make the French leave the Ruhr, and he scrapped the mark, brought in new currency later on, the Rentenmark. This upset nationalists as they had liked the past resistance and were upset at accepting the reparations. This led to Hitler and the Nazis leading a putsch in Munich to try to overthrow the government. Okay, well, I hope you found this video useful and you've developed your skills on how to explain for the Edexcel iGCSE exam. Now, if you did find it useful, have a look through my YouTube channel. You'll find more videos to help you with your exam preparations. And of course, I have revision guides, as I mentioned during this video. You can find a link to that in the information for this video towards my Amazon channel, my website, to find out more about how I can help you. Well, I hope to see you again soon. Bye-bye for now.